So far, maybe so good.
Paris.
Paris.
City of love, romance, and dreams. So they say.
All
I
right.
used to say it too. But ever since that day,
That day.
the day of the murder,
Oh my
I've
God.
always associated my beloved Paris with death.
The real question is, will it ask any questions? Has it been a minute? So every time I click anything, the Twitch trivia bot, alright, it goes into not responding mode if it's not asking a question. It turns into apps. I agree. Hello, Chaos. Welcome to a chat. Dude, if there was a bloody rural character that turned into a raptor, I would quit every other fighting game.
Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an with Pierre Carchon.
Tiger, dog, wolf, bear, lion,
No photos, so leave your gear.
chameleon,
He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why.
cat,
Anyhow,
rabbit.
Be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep
Four.
taking notes.
So charming and so very apt.
Alright,
Pierre Carchon
Nothing
was a
happened.
media king, a national hero.
it hasn't
and
updated
one of the
anything.
most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa, I
Whoa.
hate mimes. But unless you
I love
hear them,
mimes.
they don't go away. Here I was, the palace of the Media King and the Ice Queen. I pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Whoa, Claire.
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
This 1 minute
Come up,
between
we're on the
questions
first
is
floor.
making me antsy.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her
Oh, heck.
reputation.
It updated.
Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle,
100 billion.
I know little of my
Whoa.
husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
Uh-oh.
Ah, the talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose. Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
The urn.
You journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame. That was no cat. God, what? Monsieur Carchon?
Why would you walk over to the killer?
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered. And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or start my own investigation? It was a no-brainer.
All right, time to tamper with all the evidence. Like this. What is it?
The bookcase was filled with obscure first editions.
Ooh.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him. Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down.
How did it end up all the way over there? Is this potato chip?
In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now. A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job. I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep my DNA to myself.
Good idea.
A bust of Pierre Cauchon, humble servant of La France.
All right. Anything else?
Pierre Cauchon again. His eyes seemed to follow me around the room. The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them. Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that. It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the color I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this
Picking up
paint.
stuff?
It's my favorite color.
Stealing things?
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
I needed that. Very important.
A Louis XIV table with an antique cloth. Imelda had taste. But hey, with a husband that rich, taste is easy.
What's this?
I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful.
What is this?
Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole. Aha!
Aha!
You are just so damn good at this stuff.
What is this?
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
I need this. Whatever it is.
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true. We shall see. How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Coulard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. half the husbands in Paris for a start.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
Yes. Yes?
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if my editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were...
Hey,
he was all I
Seawalker.
had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Your husband invited me here today because he needed me. I
Yeah.
think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
You're wrong. I was onto his killers already, I am sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't have stopped him seducing you too. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Thank you. I promise you won't regret this.
Go. Run. You cold.
The door was locked.
What the heck?
Now we were getting somewhere. This wasn't the time for me to lie on the sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression. Though it is very popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why.
What?
As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision.
Really?
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank. My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I know for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin.
No
carved
way.
into a box he had made. So Cauchon had known my father. They really must have been friends. I decided
Or-
to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
Or alternately, the elephant was bought at a store. Your father said he carved it.
No. Locked. Not surprising, really. The painting showed the Cauchons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie? There was the very faintest of clicks. Locked.
Point and click. Oh.
Behind the picture was a safe. In the safe
time
was
capsule.
some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Carchon was past caring. I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one.
Ruined. See you, Claire.
I rolled the artifact in the paint until it was completely coated.
Let me just put that back in my pocket.
Genius! The roller and the paint worked just as I planned, but what did it say? It was some kind of coded message. It read, "Subjudice." I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message.
Boat
the
ticket?
boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the Conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing, but I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving, do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend, something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No, but I think it was important to him, always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
don't worry. You were never here.
Subjudice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the Conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the Conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
Well, well, well. An hour later. Ile de Cité.
Carchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river.
Hello,
He was
the
up to
LCC.
something down here. Something that got him killed. The fence wouldn't move. The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the lace cloth I'd picked up at Carchon's apartment. I knew I was on the right track. I tried pushing the fence, but it wouldn't move. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches from releasing the gate.
Oh boy. Here we go. You can skip these puzzles, actually. I forgot how, but if you don't feel like doing the puzzle, you can actually skip it. At least you could in the Wii version. I don't know. This is a port of the Wii game, which is the director's cut of the original PC game. This game was also on the Game Boy Advance as well as the PlayStation 1. How do I open the lock? Ant number 1. I know there's a way. Maybe it's only in the Wii game that you can skip this puzzle, because this was added for the director's cut. These weren't in the original game. Right.
Yes. One down, one to go.
There's I think, like, compared to the original game, there was only like a few of these style of puzzles, like these weird additional puzzles they have. I don't remember it being very many. I normally play the original game. It's been a while since I played the director's cut, so I figured to play the director's cut. I guess they didn't add the like skip puzzles option for this version. I don't remember there being very many of these though. Wait, actually I want... My favorite version of this game is actually the Game Boy Advance version. It has no loading screens. It's very simple. I need to get this piece over here. Also has no puzzles. Wait. So this the new Trivia Bot thing has this UI that goes with it. It's really interesting. I can see at all times like who the top 3 and stuff are. Got some neat feature. I don't like that I can see the answer though. Alright, here's what I'm doing. F puzzles. Wait, is this the one I'm on? It is. Alright, hold up. First things first. Oh, hold on. Move that down. Move that down. This over. This up. Oh wait, not this up. This over, this up. This up. This up. This up. This over. This down, this right. This down. This down. This down, this down. This down. This over, this up, this up. This up, this over. This down, this over. This down. This back. This over. This up. This over, this down. This over. This over. This up. This over. This over. This down. This over. This over, this down. I don't think the person solving this knows the actual solution. There's another like 2 minutes of this. I just moved this one back down. And this one over. This over, this down. And the plus side, they eventually solve it. This over. Unless the video just ends with them giving up. That over. What a good video. This over, this down. This down. This over, this down. This over. This over. This over, this down. This back up. This over. This over. This up, this over. This back over. This over, this down. This over, this up. This over, this up. This up. This one over. This down, this down. Wait, this up. This over. This up, up. This down, this down. Over, this down. This over. Oh, they gotta be near the end. There's only 20 seconds left in this video. This up. This over. This down. This over. Pretty sure this is the solution.
Nothing like a good convent education for honing your lockpicking skills.
Alright, easy every time. Thanks, YouTube.
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy. In more ways than one.
So this whole chapter in general was added for the director's cut. It's been I normally play the other versions, not the director's cut. It's all been new to me.
Oops.
Whoops.
An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there. Moving a skiff would only damage it more. The words Sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right, left, right. But what did it mean here?
Easy. S.
Nothing happened.
D.
Nothing happened.
S.
Nothing happened.
Shut up.
Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click.
S. D.
S.
Yeah, whatever. S.
Another.
S. D. S. S.
I love the sound of locks clicking open.
Ooh, what is this place?
Oh my god! The slab came down with a hell of a force.
I'm trapped.
With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again. Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious.
Mm.
The stone cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere.
Now we're trapped inside.
I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what?
This key. This elephant. This key. Hmm.
No way would I be.
Hmm.
I removed the ut lex vel ut next sumito. To the law or unto death, submit. I guess these people didn't believe in liberté, égalité, or fraternité. Yes, I'll admit it. I was a swot at school. I also wore lipstick and the nuns never knew.
I'm definitely missing something.
I really didn't want to pull the fence back up and risk trapping myself in this place.
Hmm.
I wasn't leaving yet. I had a hunch there was more to find.
British slang. But this game's in France.
The fence wouldn't move.
And Nico is French.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before.
What's wrong with this question? It's because it's different in the International Zodiac version? Or
Moving a
because
skiff would only damage it more.
it's a wacky word?
I removed the stone cylinder.
Oh, I see. Well, 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 Chaos. You gonna use that word?
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed. I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up. The cross didn't drop.
Oh, there's a door on the left. I didn't see that. Wow, LCC. Wow.
I removed the shell
I can't
case.
believe there was a Wild Arms 4 question. Chaos didn't take the opportunity to answer it. It was free.
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open.
How about this business card? How about this shell?
The gap was too narrow. I needed something flatter to work into it.
I have an idea. How do I... Hold on.
The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of...
Hold on. Alright, big brain play. Put this thing on here. Crush the thing. Pick up the thing.
The stone slab had flat...
Put the flattened shell case in here. Which definitely still fits. Put this thing in here.
I removed the...
Alright. Put this thing in here.
Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for? Wow! Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
Alright, where's the flashlight? Can't see any. Tab?
Amazing!
Mm-hmm.
The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day.
Bees. What is it?
That wasn't going to help. A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it. I wasn't going to find anything in this.
Whatevers.
Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code. It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone
Wait
had
a
been
minute.
working very recently at this desk. The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried out or gone moldy. It wasn't more than a day old. Oh my God! The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. But come on, guys, I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big. And organized. I was part of it. And people were getting murdered.
What have you done?
This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume. A penguin, and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon?
Mhm.
One thing was clear. Someone connected to Carchon had been watching me.
Oh no. Alright. This was also not in the original game. Alright. Who calls it a wire hook? I don't know. It was a tonic question from #RPG. Alright, this is either an A or an I. If I make this an A... We make this an N. That letter a D. That doesn't look right. N-I-E-L. Try that. E. Make this an L. That's wrong. Dead. Alright, so I'm pretty sure D, E, A, and D are all correct. L I don't think is correct. Alex Marker. That's fine. It's taking just Alex. I talked to Tonic about how it does that. I'm pretty sure A and E are correct. Alright? N I'm not so sure about. This one might be an N. No, that can't be it. R. It's gotta be an R. This is an R. A-R. Alright. D, E, A, and R I'm pretty sure is correct. I am not too sure about. E, I, and D. Alright, so N has got to be this character. Pierre. That's got to be P. Pierre. Pierre. Something R-E-P. Repair. Reports. That's got to be an O. R-O. That's got to be a T. Report. Pierre. Report to M. That's not right. To something Arno and somebody. Something dead. It. Is that supposed to be a T? No. Not a. So this is definitely a C. Coincidence. Okay. Not a coincidence. Indeed, it. Was there a Final Fantasy Tactics question? I missed it. What else can be A and D? I don't know. Could be somebody's name. Name of the magic stone. It would not have taken, or it might have taken the, I don't know, whatever I put it in there. The name of the xenomorph seen at the end of the game. Yes, it has a name. Alright. Danger. That's definitely a G. G. Danger. Take. That's gotta be a K. Take great care. Together. Case. That's gotta be S. Case. Pierre. Report to something urgent. That's gotta be U. That's gotta be a W. Report to something. I don't think S is right. S has got to be this. This is too urgent to wait. Arno and something both dead. It's not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems... Arno and something both dead. It's not a coincidence. Seems that on? No. That... Came together. And... what is this word? R? No, I've already got an R. L? Full report to follow. Dull report? No. Full report. Full report to follow. This is too urgent to wait. Arno and Jamda? No. Amda? Vamda? It's not a coincidence. It seems that all of us who came together in something are in danger. Arno and who? Yamada? Came together in July. Are in danger. Take great care. Why they gotta do this to me? It could be anybody. V? Z? It could be literally any letter. Q?
I have decrypted the notes.
Sure, whatever.
Pierre.
X.
Full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence.
Man,
Indeed,
these
it
puzzles
seems
were
that
not in the
all of
original
us
at
who
all.
Came together in July
I've solved more
are in
puzzles in this
danger.
game
Take great care.
in the past hour than I have my entire life.
I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't?
Question mark. Drag on, dragoon. Good answer.
The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fascist regalia, a message of hate. I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk.
Alright, something I have. Oh, what the heck?
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens?
Yes.
A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village, and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story. I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Carchon's to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Well, we never got what was in that secret compartment.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's
Ooh.
important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends, powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
Ooh.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
How depressing.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning.
This guy isn't shady at all.
Chandelvet, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
It's
People
definitely not
complain
Pipo.
about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared.
You should.
This
That guy's
guy, Plantard,
sketchy.
Could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
Anyways, here's where the original game starts. The game normally starts. Is right here.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
Uh-oh. We're dead. I'm already dead. I'm alive. Yeah, this is where the game normally starts.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was gonna do. I was gonna find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty, and equality, and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and the money, of course.
Alright. Before I click on anything, I have to pee. Back. Alright. Hello.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Found him?
The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman. I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read, Salah Eddin, 1345.
Really?
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism.
I considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
Hello. Ooh, wait.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobart, ma'am. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
Yes.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
You could be in shock. No alcohol.
What about the old man? Is he dead?
I don't know. I haven't looked at him yet. Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Hi, Claire. Oh.
The sight of the dead guy's staring eyes turned my knees to jelly. I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page. I hoped the fact that the mirror was already broken meant I'd escaped the bad luck.
Uh-oh.
I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy. I needed it. Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either. Did the clown speak to the old man?
No, he just laughed at him. Then he grabbed the old man's briefcase and ran out of the door.
Did you see what the old man had in his briefcase?
No, he didn't open it.
Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
How did the old man behave?
Well, agitated. He kept looking about him at the door, at his watch.
As if he was waiting for someone?
Yes, I suppose so. He was worried about something, that's for sure. If you ask me, he was having an affair. He had that look about him, like a guilty husband.
Did this newspaper belong to the old gentleman?
I don't know.
Someone has scribbled a note on it. It reads, Salah Ed-Din, 1345. Does that mean anything to you?
No, monsieur, nothing.
What did the old man do when the clown snatched his briefcase?
Nothing. He just sat there like he was frozen.
Did the old man try to stop the clown?
Oh, he didn't have a chance. The clown dropped his accordion and ran out of the door. That's it. That's all I can remember.
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Please, hold it right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Moo. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche. What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can. Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
I did.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll leave. She confirms the American statement. A clown with an accordion, no doubt an elaborate and eccentric disguise.
Very well. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly
Thank you.
believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Oh, look. It's a mysterious girl.
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi. My name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris. Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. An eyewitness account, minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown? It's him again.
It's him again.
Look, the inspector gave me his card.
Rosso!
You know him?
Oh, yes, we've met. Oh, I didn't know his first name was Augustin. It suits him, I must say.
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Plantard. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Well, not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation. How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
Rosso didn't blink when I told him about the clown. It's as if he already knew.
That's typical of a cold fish like Rosso. I've seen cheeseburgers with more spunk.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
I found this newspaper outside the cafe.
That is not a newspaper, it's a gossip rag.
It may have belonged to Plantard.
So, he had a taste for sensationalist smut with right-wing bias. That doesn't tell us much.
There's something written in it. Salah ad-Din, 1345.
It sounds like a betting tip. The name of the horse and the time of the race. What do you think?
No.
I don't think it is. That's too obvious. I wouldn't mind betting. This is a coded message.
It's a romantic notion, but I don't think so.
Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number.
Oh, yeah.
You help
Tips
me with
for
my story and
getting
I'll let
people's
you
phone
in on
numbers.
What I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. À bientôt, monsieur.
Fine. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Nicole Collard.
clown had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now. I was intrigued by Nico and what she could tell me about the explosion. Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess. Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Can't beat it. I could have knocked
Wow, that
his
was rigged.
block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people. Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Pah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tcha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is. Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
All right, well, thank you. Gonna steal stuff. I'll take one of this.
I found a T-shaped tool in the box. I didn't know what it was, but it looked useful.
Well, that's a phone.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello? It's George.
Oh, hi.
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing.
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Adieu, monsieur.
See you.
All right, hold on. Easy free point. Taken away.
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon. I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drainpipe.
I'm dead.
I guess the clown had an escape over the rooftops. There was nothing of interest.
It says, by the way, this is a point-and-click adventure game where you can die. Should throw that out there. I'm dead. I'm just kidding. Ew. Alright. Dang it, Claude.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
I was gonna say it's not fair if you answered this one, because you know the answer. So we talked about that one. But you took it anyways.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
Oh, yeah.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers. I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
Hi there. Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back, and now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu. That is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
Mm-hmm. What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Mm-hmm. Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
I would like to know about the clown.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an arm lock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no. He made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture.
Hmm.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
Good hint.
That is
Good
the
hint.
same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone has emptied their nostrils into it.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Oh my god, you're a genius.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
Ah, it was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Ew.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha! That looks like a clown's nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
This is what I used to open the manhole cover.
I have one just the same as that, monsieur. I will fetch it if you like.
No, don't bother.
Oh, it is no bother, monsieur.
Nah, forget it.
Just trying to be helpful, monsieur.
Alright.
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
Me too.
So the clown had escaped into the sewer, come up into the courtyard, and then slipped back into the street here. Now, it wasn't much, but it was more than the cops had got.
There's who hitting on me?
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
Exactly, LCC.
What
It's clever.
do you know about
Very
the
clever.
clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no
All
idea
of its jokes
what you're
are
talking
very
about.
subtle.
Cool, Todrick.
But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know, Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick. Sergeant Moo?
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once-over, as you Americans say. Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantar.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but...
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Okay.
See you later, Sergeant.
Wait.
Excuse me.
What do you...
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
See you later, Sergeant.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello? It's George.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment later this afternoon?
Yeah.
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit it felt good with George on the case too. But there were some things I was going to have to do alone, and fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did Carchon ask for me to interview him? How did he know my father? And why was my editor so scared? There was some kind of secret war going on out there, but who was on which side? One thing I did know. I wasn't going to get the answers sitting at my desk.
So, in the original game, you never played as Nicole. Like, ever. All this Nicole stuff is new. To me. Oh, that's the phone. Alright. And suddenly loud music.
It was a photograph of my father, the
Mhm.
first one I ever took, with the first camera he ever bought me. It was.
You have no messages.
Thank you, creepy robot voice.
My first teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him.
Yes? Oh. The nice pad?
The box was
It's all
carved
one big
by my
room?
father.
Big
It
fan?
never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's. The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's. The box was one of the few. It was the beautiful. It was the drawing room key. A safe key. The shell case had been flattened at. I couldn't do anything with that.
Who demanded these Tenchu 2 questions? That would be me. Big Tenchu fan. I'm gonna go hop in. I don't have a case for it. What is Tenchu? It's a stealth ninja game.
Mamselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me. I'm going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
Suddenly, everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how
Bum,
Plantard knew
bum,
all about my
bum.
article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous.
Hey, it's the girl from the third
She'd
game.
forgotten which apartment was mine.
Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was.
So there's like
Well, I better be going.
6 or
See what
7
my
Tenchu
sweet
games.
cousin's been getting up to.
More
It's
mademoiselle.
when wasn't Sekiro, was it? Sekiro, whatever. No, that wasn't it. From Software did the last Tenchu game, which basically killed the series because it sucked horribly. But it was a ninja stealth game. Like there is ninjas, and you had to sneak around as a ninja. It was a 3D adventure, originally done by I forgot who. It was eventually handed over to Sega, and then eventually From Software. There might have been another group in there. I don't remember.
So, where had my pretty new cousin hidden her little bug, eh? I was going to have to search everywhere.
I bet it's a teddy bear. Unheard of. Had like some of the lowest scores in video
My
game
first
history.
teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him. Undisturbed. No bugs there. It was a photograph of... They hadn't placed the bug on the photo.
You have no messages.
No bug.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
No bugs.
I really do not know where we are going, but I pray to God that we are gonna get there.
Let's turn that off.
Stay with me, don't leave me
What is this song? Stop this.
The box was carved by my... But that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
Small metal... What? Small metal what? Oh.
Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have. You don't scare me. Espèce de...
What? Did she just throw it in the garbage? Oh yeah, that'll work. Question mark? What just happened? Can I do this now? I might have to look up a walkthrough, because, like, I'm super unfamiliar with anything involving having to play as Nicole.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key.
Definitely not Fox Die. I feel like I can do something with this elephant. Somewhere.
It was the beautiful...
Alright, hold on. Let's see. Usually. What the heck? 5 alive. Finally. What? That's absurd. That's ridiculous. Why would they do that? Why didn't they just put more Five Alive in there?
Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story. Tell me, are you related to the workman I saw digging the hole?
Don't talk to me about flobage. Pah!
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
The follow-up on that guy.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
There was nothing I could do. The police had removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
Somebody's broken the glass. What is
A
it?
panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes. From this angle... Behind the table
Oh, no.
were some damaged pipes.
Oh no. Okay.
Voila!
This looks like a
Police
puzzle.
and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of
My
evidence.
Professor
Some
Layton,
kind of
like,
pouch. On the pouch
senses were
was the
tingling.
cross symbol of Carchon's organization. I was on the right track.
Oh. Oh.
Some journalists drink on the job, not me.
Hey, what about my photos?
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
Well, I'm waiting. Get your camera out.
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
Alors, they should never send a woman to do a man's job.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough. And found the evidence the police had missed.
Get out, old man. Mario, wait a minute. Somebody broke this.
The pipes weren't going to help my investigation. There might have been clues down there, but I was relieved I didn't have a sewer key. The door was locked.
Well. What else do I need?
On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. Inside the pouch were two items. A strange metallic
Oh, boy.
artifact and a letter in some kind of code.
Letter in some kind of code?
Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Carchon.
Alright. Alright, hold on. Definitely not it. Alright, hold on. So these are apostrophes. Try S? Apostrophe S? No. Y'all don't like doing ciphers? I like doing these. I'm a big fan. Yeah, any part you play as Nicole is not in the original. And all these puzzles, because I normally play the original. But it's been long enough that from my last director's cut playthrough, that I was like, oh, we'll do the director's cut. Alright, so there's this symbol here, and this symbol here. So this has got to be the word the, and this has got to be has, I think. So I think this is a T. Pretty sure this is T. Wait, that is an H. I mean, H. E. Okay. That doesn't look like a word. Let's try this, though. I think this has got to be has. That doesn't look like a word either. Could be she. So ha doesn't look like a word either. Or see, so something ha. That's a period. Yeah. It was like I can't think of a word off the top, or I can't think of one off the top of my head. You win this round. Could be an A. So there's an apostrophe here, an apostrophe in a few other places. Apostrophe S is very common. Let's try this. Hold on. This throws me off, though. This word right here. There's not too many three-letter S words. Alright, well, I love these, but for you all sanity, I'll go ahead and see. Plantard, okay. The first word is plantard, so. E. L. A. Oh, that was an N. I never would have guessed. That would be and probably like now. We'll figure out the rest of this with this. Plant hard. Trail? Gotta be not. Pierre. Pierre killed. Murder. I love sitting here figuring out what... I'm a big fan of like Hangman and stuff like that. I like figuring that stuff out. Murder must... I was right with that being an S. That's definitely an S. There's like apostrophe L and apostrophe S. They're like the two most common apostrophe things. Alright, Pierre killed, murder must... Something trail... Followed... Murder must... Followed trail from Arno and something. He... will... must have... Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and... Lamb and Lamada. Yamada? He will... for us now. We must be... vigilant. There... Somebody's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Yamada, that's gotta be Yamada.
Plantard.
There.
Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell the story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
Oh, flame burner. Alright, I forgot what we're even doing. What is that?
The artifact had a sword laid across scales. There was a picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel, in the room below the conciergerie.
Oh, let's not go back there.
The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside.
Well, well, well. An hour later.
Moving the skiff.
Ow. Do I really gotta do all this over again? I mean, I will say, like, it's neat that they added all these sections with Nico, like, just for more story stuff, but why puzzles? That is weird.
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too.
Yeah, it is kind of weird in that sense, I guess, going back and forth. Because the story's about George. Like, every single one of the games you play is George Stobart. It's all about George. And in fact, Nicole's not even in one of the games, like, at all.
A photograph had been torn up.
Like I said, it's kind of cool getting to see
Could just arrange the pieces.
some of the other stuff. Oh, God. Alright, this goes down here. This goes up here. This goes right here.
Oh my God. It can't be.
It's your father. Alright. Puzzle practically solves itself. I think I'm missing something here.
There was no doubt about it.
I like when
It
you
was a
solve
picture of my father.
when you solve a thing, it's like really loud.
Papa.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
God.
dun.
After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Crachon while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it. I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
Yes. So, I will say though, the PlayStation 1 version of this game has loading screens, and loading this screen right here is probably one of the most hilarious loading adventures of all time, because I'm pretty sure it seriously takes 5 minutes. It takes so long to load this screen, and I have no idea why.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
Yes.
No thanks.
Tell her yes.
Very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to. Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Thanks. Thanks for telling me. What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity?
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are Iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat. Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fix it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
What the heck?
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Poor
now,
girl.
don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Hey, another Final Fantasy Tactics question.
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man. Tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with a hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
All right.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My oh my.
My oh my.
What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know? How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
Wow.
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Well,
See you
thank
later.
you.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
What?
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George. Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
Sewers
The
3.
sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop the story. Can you believe it?
But you're not going to do that.
Oh no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings. It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's
Hmm.
second victim?
Death by
Yamada,
snowman.
The
I know what that's
controversial
like.
Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mime to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death. Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed a film I shot at the cafe. Here, George. It's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
That's a
Or
crescent.
A crescent moon.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be
Ew.
false, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume. I found this tissue down the sewer.
That's disgusting, George.
No. I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use, or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Wow.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Thank you. Let's go to... Here. Hello.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind. But in these
Wow,
four
Claude.
walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Do you want this red note back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Do Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Monsieur Khan, eh?
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Don't do it, man.
Well, okay.
Don't do it.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny
I
side
love
of
his face.
electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his right cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Hmm.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
See you later, Sergeant.
All right, all right.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Yo, thank you. Hotel Ubu. Once again, reminder, you can actually die in this game.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
You ever meet a guy called Plantile?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
What?
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Aw, yeah. My favorite character?
Well, hello.
Well,
What can I do
hello.
for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment, I thought. But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may
I'll
be
write it down
blue,
for you,
but
Claude.
the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is dick.
Precisely.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely.
Khan!
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Oh.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Well, well, well.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that Clark chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Thank you.
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Well, well, well.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England, Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer?
Of course, amongst other things.
Really?
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Well, well, well.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Merlin.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
I already did.
Alors, you know I am telling the truth. May Saint Armand strike me down if I lie.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar. I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Rats.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
It's Merlin, isn't it? Alias Khan, the clown.
I told you.
How does he know if the guy's name is Khan or not? He could be using like 10 fake names. George is the worst private detective ever.
Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
Alright. I'll just be taking these.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No.
Wait.
Missing business card.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Hello, George.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Missing.
Just
Hello.
a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Look at this
Hey,
photograph.
knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Randir, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Missing, business card. How do I leave? How do I get back to the map? Alright, hold on. Alright. Wow, get end. Oh, you know what?
I'm just...
Yes? I do not see any signs of a gorilla.
No, not a real gorilla. It was a guy who looked like a gorilla. It happened right out front of this building.
Let me get this quite clear. Are you complaining or bragging?
I want to know what you're going to do about it. The scrawny one has a gun.
I suggest you contact the police.
Can't you do anything about them?
What goes on in the streets of Paris is hardly my responsibility.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Girl. What a name. What a name.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George.
Hello, George.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick. I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Yoink. Yoink. How do I... Oh, there we go. She's, quite the character.
The door was locked.
Were you here for her
If
first
the tailor's
conversation?
description was correct, this was the killer's room. The sign on the door read 22.
She made the tip of her tongue joke.
Maybe it wasn't the right room.
Oh, how the
but
clerk
this was
was.
the right key.
I wasn't paying attention to him. Sadly, I missed that one. But we'll be back.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did. There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor. The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits. It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty. The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Dang.
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
What if I want the thing next to this thing? I want this thing.
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Oh no.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed. A strip along the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch. I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. There was nothing in the pocket.
I don't have like a knife.
I couldn't do that. A strip along, then sewn back. I flipped the pants over. I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end. I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord. I found nothing in the pocket. I turned the pants over again. I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. There was nothing in the pocket.
Final Fantasy Tactics. Look at all these Final Fantasy Tactics questions we got.
Hi, man.
I've noticed a lot of the questions it's asked are from the bottom of the document. This is happening again.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
It is not, as it turns out.
That gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Good heavens! One never knows what to expect in foreign parts. Thank you for the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
No one wears pants. A running joke, I guess, in this series has to do with pants.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
Well.
Hello again. Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed it does, for Alamut was the home of the Old Man of the Mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't. Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Freedom pants.
Hello, George. What can
Hello,
I do
George.
for you now?
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George. Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but...
What's the problem?
He isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries
Yeah.
anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know,
It's
I haven't
swagger
enjoyed
walk.
myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Actually, hold on. Never mind. I'm too lazy. No spoilers. Also, no, I don't think he did. At least I haven't seen it.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Yeah, I didn't watch his last stream, but he didn't have it in his stream before that.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Any day. Any day now.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Like, Claude, do you want to do,
Oh, hi. Come in, Josh.
I don't know what you would call it, like a gameplay exchange? I'll play through a game if you also play through a game of my choosing, like, whatever it's called. You have to play through Valkyrie Profile, and I'll play through a game you pick. I just want you to hurry up and play this game. What was I doing? Manuscript.
You're just not going to believe what I found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Alright, the real game begins
It's a
here.
medieval manuscript.
No exchange programs. Alright.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez.
Good
So
anime.
The treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Yes, here.
Do you have a boyfriend?
What?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out.
In the middle of
Music is
this
my
like
degree.
conversation about manuscript, George is like, "Hey, by the way, do you have a boyfriend?"
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times, warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his rolling,
He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
Minotaur.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy with a There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobineau.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobineau guy?
At the Kron Museum. I'll give you the address.
I have to go.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobineau at the Kron Museum.
Kron Museum. Hello. Hello.
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobineau does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Not a sausage.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Well.
Thanks for your help. In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory.
What's that?
This
Ireland.
tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Me too. Let's go to Ireland.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
I see.
Thanks for your help.
I don't know what I do with this. Like, I know I can do this, and then the guy walks back over here.
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No, no.
Okay, okay.
Back in Nico's apartment.
Hi. I've been to the Kroon Museum.
Did you speak to Labino?
No, he wasn't there.
A jerk. I mean, Nico.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marne.
I have heard of Loch Marne. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
She wrote the article.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marne. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a fourth series of his
No
popular
problem,
television
Claude.
program. This site at Loch Marne must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's dam is important, why don't you visit Loch Marne?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly? I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I don't know if I told you, Claude, but I was actually interviewed several times on that same thing, whatever you want to call it. And one of them is just me like flexing for like a minute and a half or something like that. Hey, another Final Fantasy Tactics question.
I passed the castle on the way into Loch Marne. The castle where Pegram's excavation was located.
Look at all this anime. Alright, this guy's in trivia. Remember this guy, right here.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Clan Twin Galaxies.
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Hello,
cut the
Vance.
crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother.
This kid is lying.
Dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I. See what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year. What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Ghosts.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
Ghosts, you say? Look at that spooky thing.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
Tell me more about the ghosts.
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited.
Cutie Pie. It's definitely the secret name.
Comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm
you
sure
died.
There's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
You talking about Tifa?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seen him.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Zack, the restless puppy. Just saying what the video game says. Alright, who are we talking to first? Guy on the right or guy on the left? Nervous, twitchy looking guy or guy that looks like he's probably asleep? This guy.
Hi there, old timer.
What?
We're not in America, though. We're in Ireland.
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Prognosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
Guy's crazy.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's
What?
the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
I've never in my life seen anyone spell Franklin with an E, but it sounds like the way I probably would spell Franklin if that was my name.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
To be sure. With me very own
But
eyes.
given you were given the hint that there was an I
It
there,
was horrible.
I can't help but giggle a little.
Long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
I can't tell without me glasses.
I'll see you later. Top of the morning to you.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Get on, George.
Is it a room you're after?
Yes.
No, thank you. I don't plan to stay too long.
Who does? Most folk take one look at Lochmarn and jump back on the bus.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and warm with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Delicious.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No.
There's 3 right here.
You're the first today.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
Look, I gotta be going. My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
You're not wrong, LCC. You're not wrong.
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
He's a liar.
See you later. Hello there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald?
Yes, I do. What do you want with him?
I want to talk to him about working at the dig.
I can't imagine anyone employing Sean Fitzgerald on a dig. He wouldn't know a post hole from his elbow.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen
Am I done with Final
Let me
Fantasy
tell
VII
you,
Remake? No.
It's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh no, I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Goodbye for now. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Look, I gotta be going. Hi, my name's Stobart, George Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Bye for now. He wasn't listening.
Wait.
Mr. Fitzgerald? See you later.
No one has ever truly done searching the compound. It is a piece of us all.
What?
We must find.
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram bought some students and bones
Wild
with him.
Arm.
He reckoned no one
The
in
name of the
Lochmarn
sea
would
dragon.
know what to
Where's
look for.
did
The
Chaos
only
leave?
local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald says he's never been anywhere near the dig.
He's having you on, mister.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Oh, but they do, Claude. Oh, but they do.
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
In fact,
the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
Can't remember. I think it was the third game that has this really annoying stealth section in the compound. That's really annoying. I think it's the third game.
Mr. Fitzgerald? McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefits at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he?
That package.
So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
I'm Marquet.
Check out this pass.
Thomas Merlin.
Oh, that's not
Never
it.
heard of him.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Peagram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should
It's right
I
there.
trust you?
On
I
the-
don't know who
on
to
the table.
trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
You took it.
Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass, but the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Pixie, you say? Like the costume they checked out in Paris?
Hey, Maguire.
What?
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight. See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Uh-oh.
It was impossible. I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside. It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
As soon as I walk away.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed this piece of wire.
Then I ran away myself.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Does this piece of wire mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot. Look, I gotta be going.
Forgot how...
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Excuse me?
No customers behind the bar. Ever.
Hey!
Hey.
Hello there again, mister.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavored condoms, more likely.
Does this piece of wire mean anything to you?
Not me, mister.
Bye for now. He wasn't... Excuse me.
Hello there.
I have a suspicion that Fitzgerald might have been given something by Pegram.
I thought he acted strange.
I'm talking about the gem. It was something he said.
Were you not speaking to him when he ran out of the bar?
Yeah, sure. Just talking, that's all. What do you make of this piece of wire?
It looks ordinary enough to me.
Goodbye for now. Hey, McGuire.
What?
What do you think this wire could be used for?
Stealing cars. There's only one problem.
The local policeman?
No. Nobody in Lochmarn has got a car.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Alright, hold on. Let me search through this real quick.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Doyle.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
Look, I gotta be going. Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable institution. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea. With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh, yes. They were arrested, and many were burnt at the stake.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
Well,
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh, no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now, there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Why is Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No.
Oh, no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Look at this photograph.
Goodbye for now. Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's Dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Aren't you going to help Fitzgerald?
What does he need my help for?
Didn't you hear what McGuire said? He's been hit by a car.
What an idiot. People call me stupid, but I've never done that.
Don't you feel any sympathy for poor Fitzgerald?
He never bothered about me, so why should I?
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He just joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
Oh no, I'm here on vacation.
What's that?
A vacation part. It's what the Americans call a holiday.
Oh, right. In Lochmarn? You come to Lochmarn for a holiday?
Big Al from Pile of
Very
Wings.
pretty place.
Where the hell are you from, mister?
California.
I know it. That's where the Bruins come from.
Yeah, amongst other things. Bye for now. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another beer?
Certainly.
Yeah, please.
That's the secret. Each barrel is lowered in like.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer. When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
About to get electrocuted.
I couldn't see anything
Yo.
obviously wrong with the machine.
Doug Zwang. How's it
I
going?
figured it must be the wiring. I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. I couldn't see anything obvious. It was impossible to return the
Yes,
switch to its
Claude.
original position.
Yes. Oh. I'm dumb. I will be
I
in
replaced the fuse with a piece
like
of
3
wire.
hours, I guess.
I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
All right. Gasp.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen. I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty
Hello.
feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh boy.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way, you're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
I swear there's more to do down here. Oh, there is more to do down here. What happened to the, I had a towel. Oh, this is the towel.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
This is actually a very important question. Because Final Fantasy II almost didn't make it. They had to move the guy's visa ran out. And they had to move the entire programming staff from Japan to California to finish working on that game as well as Final Fantasy III. It was almost the death of Final Fantasy II. Alright, since that's question 99. There's a lot actually more to that story. I don't remember most of it, but the head programmer for Final Fantasy II had a lot of ups and downs in his life, so to say. Alright, well, gonna wait for question 100. We're basically done here. Ooh. Illusion of Gaia. Hot roast is definitely not the answer. Screen resolution. Steamed hams. Mm-hmm. Delicious steamed hams. Steamed hamlets. Mm-hmm. I cried. When you see steamed hamlet, I cried. This is the saddest moment in video games. The music stopped. Here we go. The Nasir one, LCC? Or the one we're currently on? Oh, okay, yeah. It's an important question to the Final Fantasy history. that as well, LCC. That as well. Alrighty. Let's see if it crashes. Let's see if it ends here correctly. So close. 2 of the questions I think weren't even answered. Not every question survived. Or whatever. 2 questions were left unanswered. I'm actually surprised Blucky wasn't here. Maybe Blucky didn't want to see this game. See him farming channel points, though. Trivia is over. Claude wins at 49 points. In first place, it was Claude. We're maybe, I think the game says like 25, 39, yeah, somewhere around there. I was gonna say we're about a third of the way through the game, I think. Second place was Azexel with 23 points. And in third place was Chaos Twitch with 9 points. I really like this series, the Broken Sword series. I'm gonna at least finish this game. Don't know if I'll play any more of them after this one. I mean, I like all of them, but I don't know that I'll play any other ones after this one. I might play the third one. The third one was actually the first game I played in the series. And it's got the hottest version of Nico in it. It had the box art is what really sold me. I was like, wow, what is this? It's all in like 3D and stuff. There's George and some other characters. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for trivia. Hope you all enjoyed.